John, I need your help with some documentation for a new project. I left the project plan on your desk earlier this morning. Did you get a chance to take a look at it?
Yes, I saw it. Looked interesting. An app about finances. It seemed like you're getting close to a release date, right?
Yes, that's why I've come to talk to you. What do you think of the project?
I'm still reading through it. Sorry, but I have to say this, because it's a pet peeve of mine. You only need one space after a period, not two.
Sorry about the spaces. I'm old school, I guess. I'm glad you took a look at it.
It's not a big deal. Everyone does it. Two spaces is a carryover from the typewriter days, when the fonts were monospace. Computer fonts have variable spacing, based on the letters. It's a common mistake to make.
What did you think of the content? Do you think you will be able to write about this topic in time for our release?
It's about financial transactions, right? Sure, I can write about anything.
It's a financial application for accountants working with compound interest for short sale international transactions. It's not your introductory type of application. I almost wonder if the learning curve will require too much time.
Sometimes, the less you know about a product, the better you can write about it. It's the whole curse of knowledge thing. I bring a valuable outsider's point of view to the situation.
Yes, but are you comfortable crunching numbers with short sales? Most of the users for this application work with them all the time.
If I need to, I'll go and live among the users for a while. I'll study for my Series 7. I'll order accounting books on Amazon that talk all about short sales. I'll interview subject matter experts as if I were an investigative journalist. I'll talk with users until they're sick of me. You get the picture?
That's pretty much what I've been doing for the past 2 years. I probably have most of the knowledge you'll need. But whatever works. I'm just worried about the time frame. How long is it going to take you?
An industry standard is 4 hours per page. This includes research, writing, editing, reviewing, and publishing.
The application has about 80 screens.
Let's figure about 1 page or topic per screen. So it would be 320 hours, or about 3 months of heads-down work. I'm working on 2 other projects right now, so let's triple that time frame, and say 9 months from now.
Wow, I can see that I came to you a little too late. We have a shorter launch window than that. Can you turn something around in a month? Could you just document the main tasks that users are likely going to need help with?
Yes, but it's hard to do that. I typically document the entire system because it helps me learn it. After I understand it, I can then begin to narrow down the documentation to the main tasks. The problem is, how do I know if a topic I leave out isn't in fact important for some user? Different users have different needs. Everything is important for someone. That's why it's best to document the whole application.
I just don't see how that's going to work given the situation. But if that's your requirement, I can try to work with that. I do have some Excel templates that I'd like you to use to track your time.
Oh brother.
What? Did you find a grammar error in one of the templates?
No, it's just that I feel these templates are busy work. I like to track my time with my own system.
If you have another system, that's okay. It's just that I specifically made these templates with this project in mind. I incorporated macros to make time calculations easier. I inserted milestones to help you divide up the work into smaller chunks. The templates are also designed for this project phase, and they help me understand where you're at in the overall progress of the help deliverable.
I guess I can try them. I'm just accustomed to using random pieces of scratch paper on my desk to make notes about time.
If you use the standard templates, it will make life easier for the team and I.
Team and me.
What?
Sorry, unconscious reflex. It's a hypercorrection. Use the I if it's a subject, me if it's an object.
It seems like you're pretty good at grammar. Would you like to edit some product announcements I'm sending to users?
Sure, I can look at them. Would you like me to actually write them? I can write for a variety of situations. You know, I do a lot more than just write technical instructions.
Sure, you can help out. I'm targeting a specific message. These accountants will want to know the differences between the old transaction system and the new one we are releasing. I also want to highlight the competitive advantages of processing short sales with this new tool versus the traditional short sale process, especially in light of recent federal regulations imposed on the finance industry. Do you think you can handle that?
Well, if that's the message you want to get across, maybe you should write it. I'll look at the grammar and style when you're done. By the way, one thing that will help me understand the user's processes better is by playing around with the app. Can I get access to a development environment?
Sure, but it's a little complicated. We've been having issues with the test environment, so I'll give you access to SVN. You can download the code, but you'll need to compile it with an IDE on your own box. I recommend using a VM, rather than your production machine, especially since the install process makes changes to your registry that have to be manually removed if you uninstall it. Do you have Visual Studio? It's a thick client.NET app.
Well, I only have one PC. Maybe I could just look over an engineer's shoulder for a while until that test environment is back up?
Sure, the lead engineer, Jim, is very accommodating.
Will Jim be the one reviewing the final manual?
I haven't decided on that yet. I could review it, but I'm fairly busy. I'd like to instead designate a new developer to read it. I know he'll be less familiar with the material, but if it's written correctly, he'll make a great test subject. He should be able to learn the application by reading your manual. If he has questions, users will have questions too.
Good point. Also, should I be attending the regular project meetings?
I've been wanting to include you for a while, but most of the meetings involve developers speaking technical gibberish to each other for hours. I wanted to spare you that torture. We did recently have a meeting with the users last week.
With the users? Oh, why wasn't I invited? That would have been perfect. I could have done a task analysis to find out their core tasks and terms.
You have a point, but these users are high-level business customers funding the app. They've half-designed it, and they're impatient and sensitive about their time. I also have a good relationship with them, and I'd prefer to keep that relationship, rather than introducing them to someone who will likely ask many questions that I can already answer.
All right, I see.
If there's one thing I know about these customers, it's how busy they are. I've never seen them reading a manual. You mentioned an estimate of 320 pages earlier, but I can't imagine any of our users reading that. Can you create a shorter version?
You mean strip down the manual to the basics and create a quick reference guide of some kind? Sure, I can do that.
Will the short guide be clear and helpful?
That's the goal.
Is there any way we could get the short guide first, given our rushed time frame? I think users would prefer the shorter guide for getting started.
It's possible. Should I do the layout in 2 columns or 3? Or do you want to be daring and make it a 4-column layout?
I just want to highlight the core tasks for getting started. It needs to have immediately relevant business content. Can you deliver that?
I have no idea what those tasks might be. Maybe you could do a quick write-up and send me the text?
I could probably do that. We'll also have some videos to help our users get started with the app.
Videos? Oh. Did you know I also create video tutorials? A lot of people don't realize that because I'm not in the audio-visual department.
Oh, that's good to know. We're doing some green screen backgrounds with talking heads that we're planning to merge with a few slide backgrounds. We were also shooting some video on site in the client's environment and interviewing the CEO. Can you merge that together and make it look professional? Our crew has several new Canon HD XL2 cameras to shoot from various angles simultaneously. What equipment do you use?
Well, I mostly do short screencasts. I have a microphone I bought at Best Buy. It's great for gaming.
I guess I just didn't make the connection between technical writing and audiovisual. I didn't know technical writers have video skills.
Well, as a side note, I confess that the title I prefer is technical communicator more than technical writer. Although, I always wanted to be a writer, so sometimes that's cool if you leave off the word technical. Still, I'm thinking of changing my job title entirely to information developer, or help content designer or information engineer. Which do you like best?
Whatever you choose. I'm just interested in the content you're creating. I actually dislike my own project manager title. I always feel like I am more of a product manager than a project manager. You know what I mean.
I always thought they were synonyms.
Anyway, enough about titles. What else do you need to get started?
Let me look over that project plan again. This time I'll read it more carefully.
If you have questions, set up a meeting and we'll address them.
Thanks. I'll head back to my desk now and Google the word short sale. I bet there's a good Wikipedia entry on it.
Oh no. John? Maybe I should just write the content myself and let you proofread it for typos and grammar.
Okay, let's do that.